everyone, and welcome to my Minecraft Create World. So this is my first ever actual YouTube video, so this is going to be fun for me and new for me. I'm actually relatively new to the Minecraft Create mod, but yeah, this is going to be fun to kind of try and explain everything I know about this mod. I've learned through forums and other YouTube videos like Mr. Beardstone, Stam.io, and Chosen Architect. So that's actually pretty cool. They've got pretty cool content if you want to take a look at those guys, because they definitely know what they're talking about. Because I have no clue. Anyway, welcome to my Create World. Now this is not the world that I'm actually going to be building on camera. This is just a private little world that I am using to kind of explore the mod pack. I will be making a new world completely from scratch to have you guys join me as I start my Minecraft Create journey properly. Now, that world will probably be done in creative just for now. I'm again still getting used to the Minecraft mod pack, so at some point I will do a survival series at some point, but not right now. Right now we are going to kind of just go over the basics of my world. It's not really fully in-depth, but just enough so you can kind of understand what kind of stuff we're going to have in the future. We will go over things like power. So as you can see, there's actually quite a lot of options for power. But yeah, we're going to go through power, through automation of basic resources. We will also go over refining our resources, and also cover little fun things. Like, as you can see, there's train tracks next to me. They have trains. I like trains. But yeah, there is so much to discover in the Minecraft Create mod. Now, this mod pack that I'm using is actually available on CurseForge. I will put the link in the description. This is Mr. Beardstone's Perfect World Post-Production mod pack, and there's so much in there. It's very helpful that he put one together. I actually am in the middle of putting together my own mod pack on CurseForge, but I am not ready to drop that yet. I'm having some difficulties. But yeah, so let's get started with the tour. So the first thing I'm actually going to cover is the power. So yeah, as I said, there's a lot of different options for power. You have like this windmill behind me, and I actually have a full steam boiler situation going on. So the way that that works is I've got so many boilers generating steam, and they power some pistons to kind of give me some rotational power, which powers all the buildings that is in this little area, which is nice. So yeah, the way that this works is the power then is diverted to the refinery, and is then also diverted to all the other create machines that we kind of have here, which then generates everything that we need to kind of make whatever the heck we want in this world, which is pretty sweet. And yeah, so everything then gets kind of transported to a storage world. Sorry, not a world, a storage building, which is right behind me. It's not this little one, it's the big one in the background. And if you're wondering why the heck there is a barn in the middle of an industrial area, that was actually my first base. I discovered it when I was kind of like looking for an area to build, and I just liked it, so I kept it. And I added some windows and stuff, and yeah, uh, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, you'd have a barn in the middle of your industrial area. Yeah. Anyway, so we said we're going to go over everything that's in this world and kind of tap on things that I have done in the mod pack. So yeah, and as you can see, if you have played vanilla Minecraft, you will know that these stairs are not in the game. These are actually Macaw's stairs. No, sorry, that comes from the bridges mod. It is so handy, and it gave me the ability to make this sweet little walkover for getting over the train tracks into the other side of the industrial area. And the fences are actually also a part of the mod pack as well. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, we're going to go over everything that is available to us in this mod pack. So the first thing I said was power. I'm authorized. So the first thing we said was power. So this is our power station. So this is relatively simple. I have like 6 of these, and the way they work is we have some blaze burners underneath, and they will provide heat to this boiler, which is essentially a fluid tank that you attach pistons on, and those pistons are attached to shafts, and that's how you get a boiler. So then I then have a creative fluid tank filled with water, and that then pumps water into the boiler, which then generates, as you can see, 294,912 stress units via 12 engines. So that's quite helpful little stats there. Then everything kind of together is displayed on this display board, which is used through display links. So the way that they works is I put my display board here, the rotational power then goes and it well it provides power to this display board. Then we go through here. Also, there's really sick the sliding door. We go through here and then walk through the water wheels. This is the other form of power I was talking about. So before you have the steam engines, you need some way of getting the water into the steam engines. So that's where the water wheels come in. The way these work is you will place these down, and then you have the water flowing in a direction, and it causes these to rotate. And the more of these you have, the more stress units they're able to provide. This then is connected to this chain drive, which then is connected here to this cog and to a speed controller. This is important for a lot of your create builds. So essentially, this helps rotate the pumps, which gets water into the boilers. So we're talking about the display links. So the display links are attached over here, and they are attached to a stressometer. A stressometer measures the amount of stress that is on your power network. So as you can see, I have 11% capacity used, and it's all this information then using these display links. Yeah, display links. All this information is then transmitted across. So you place this, and then you highlight it. Then you will go over and place it on your display board. If you're wondering what this is a chunk loader. So essentially, it keeps everything here loaded, which is quite helpful. So yeah, as you can see, is producing this is producing 75 rotations, which then, as you can see, RPM, rotations per minute, which then keeps this single chunk loaded just so that there's power. I did try not having this, and when I was out of the area, everything stopped working. But yeah, that is essentially the situation with power. So the power then is routed underground. As you can see here, I have a random chain drive going down into the ground. That then has shafts running underneath the entire base, going to my other builds. You can route them in other ways to other builds, like the chain conveyors, which you can see here. So this can also be used for transporting packages. I don't know how that works yet. I will figure it out. But yeah, it can also be used for transferring rotational power, which is also very helpful for power generation. So if we just go down here to my refinery, we're just going to do a very, very quick recap. So this is a mechanical generator. You click on it with whatever stone that you are looking to produce. It doesn't produce every stone, just most. So we've got cobblestone, and from cobblestone you get a lot of stuff. So you can get gravel, sand, you name it. It pretty much all comes from cobble. So essentially, these mechanical generators are hooked up to these chutes, and these chutes drop them into storage drawer controllers. Storage drawers are a method of storage. So yeah, we'll touch on that in more detail in another video, but right now we're just kind of going through everything very quickly. So over here we have andesite alloy machine. So essentially it takes iron and it takes andesite, mixes it together, makes andesite alloy, which then gets deposited into this drawer, which then is connected, drawer controller, which is connected to the trim, which then goes the whole way back to my main storage. Over here we have, it's a pretty basic machine for producing zinc. So zinc comes from tuff. So tuff gets, in this particular mod pack, tuff cannot be automated, so it's something you have to physically mine, which is a pain. But you can, from what I've read online and from other YouTube videos I've witnessed myself, you can automate tuff, but you have to use a mod pack like Create Ultimate Factories. So the tuff goes through the crushing wheels, they get crushed down, turned into zinc, the zinc goes into this vault, and then is dispersed through these channels here to the storage system. And over here we have, again, these don't produce every stone that you would want. We do need to manufacture some, so as you see, this is making diorite. So diorite is just cobble and quartz, and that is basically it. This machine here makes andesite, and that is from mixing gravel and flint with lava and pressing it. I don't know why I said mix. So then over here we have an iron sheet machine. So it basically takes an iron ingot and a mechanical press, presses it into a sheet. The reason this machine is not going at the minute is because I have way too much in my storage. You know, I mean, seriously, way too much. I have more iron sheets than I'll ever actually use. So, yeah, it's decommissioned right now. Anywho, we move on. We've got our washing system over here, which is quite helpful, but I'll touch on that a bit more in a second. We have our gravel generator, which is essentially this. Just I boxed it up because I wanted to make it look nice, and that was just stupid. But because if anything breaks in there, I have to break this all down anyway. So I might do that at some point, but right now, eh. As you can see, we've got crushing wheels, crushes the cobble down into gravel, and then that gets dropped into the system. Gravel then can be produced into sand, so if you crunch it down, you'll see it fly by in a second. If you do that, you'll get that into the system there, you'll get sand. Then if you wash sand, you get clay. If you wash gravel, you get iron and flint. If you wash soul sand, you can actually get gold and quartz, which is helpful for diorite. I think gold produces brass. I haven't got to that bit yet. But anyway, that's not important. Everything in here is connected to a clutch. So basically, if don't want to use a machine, I have this clutch, which is connected by a redstone link. This one is set to receive a signal from one of these links over here. The links have to match up. So as you can see, I've used double andesite alloy. Obviously, this machine makes andesite alloy. So yeah, we go over here. You can see we have it. We have it turned off. I think that's on. Weird. Anyway, so yeah, that's how those work. Moving on very quickly, we've also got over here, this is my storage system. Now, I keep forgetting, I used to have my door where that is. I moved it because the train tracks went there in between the buildings. I'll just do a little bit of a flyby, you know. And yeah, this is our storage system. Storage drawers are very handy. Uh, some people use vaults. I just prefer storage drawers. I just think they're so useful. Um, And yeah, I just find it very helpful to have. So then, yeah, we go over here and we've got our train station. If you're wondering why this is floating here, I use this to make a little conductor sort of golem thing, which I then use to automate my train. So there is a train on this track, and it will automatically just kind of do its own thing. Um, so yeah. Uh, Continuing further, over here we have down this little alley we have a dye room. So this is essentially where I get all of my colored sort of wool, glass, and terracotta. As you can see, I've got my sheep all down here in pens. I completely forgot to put grass under these guys. So important thing to remember: if you have sheep, and like a setup like this, you need to make sure there's grass underneath them. Because if you if you shear them, sorry, and you do not put down grass, they cannot grow back their wool. So that is something I'll sort out off camera. So if we just go up here, we have our terracotta. So essentially the way it works is terracotta travels through the drawer system, is then extracted from the drawer system via these smart chutes, which are filtered for only terracotta. The terracotta is dropped down, and then it gets dyed. So the way it works is we've got our dye here. Then we have these fans which blows the dye outwards at our target object, which will be the terracotta. So the terracotta, then I will actually show you. Uh, the terracotta is then dropped out. It then runs along here, being pushed by the fan, which is dyeing it at the same time. As you can see, it just changed color. This will then end up in our storage system. So yeah, that is quite a helpful thing to have. As you can see, we're producing quite a lot of it. We actually have that much that I actually don't need to run this. I'm never going to use all that terracotta, but it's nice to have a backup. And we have this exact same setup upstairs, which I just copied, and it does the same for glass. So you flick the switch over here. As you can see, we just flick the switch. Then what happens is it just kind of uh, we flick the switch. It sends a redstone signal from this redstone link to the receivers, and then that tells the system through this smart chute to basically let out some glass to be stained. So yeah, then we will proceed here, and we'll just really quickly just kind of go over here to the smelter just so you can kind of see. Now I do have a lava farm. It is very uninteresting, really. We have some water wheels that just control the pumps. The pumps pump the lava. If you have ever played Minecraft Vanilla, you probably have a setup like this, but on a smaller scale for making lava. Lava, cobblestone, dripstone, your cauldron. They get filled, then they get pumped into this fluke. It gets pumped into this fluke container, then that gets pumped anywhere else we need lava. So right now we've got the smelter and haunter. So yeah, I am currently smelting down stone, which will give you smooth stone, clay blocks, which will give you terracotta, clay balls, which will give you bricks, sand, which will give you glass, that already touched on the stone. Then if you haunt cobble, you will get blackstone, which is, I did not know this until recently. Then we have obsidian. I do have an obsidian sort of farm going. Um, well, I say farm, it's more like a generator. So if you haunt obsidian, you get crying obsidian, and if you haunt sand, you get soul sand, which is where we get our quartz for our diorite and our gold for our brass. So yeah, and I've left space for more. I really don't know why I closed the door on myself. Um, that, that just makes no sense. We have more windmills here to generate some excess power, which was definitely going to help. So, anyone interested in the Obsidian generator, I actually made this one by hand. So, as you can see, I've got these two buildings house exactly just Obsidian generators. So, the way this works is we have our lava. So, this is very similar to a cobble generator. If you've built a cobble generator, you will know essentially what I'm talking about. So we have our water, then the lava gets pumped in. It creates, because the lava and the water mix in a certain way, it makes obsidian. Then this drill will break down the obsidian, and then there's a chute underneath that, which then deposits it in the storage drawer. I have the exact same generator above, which drops the chutes, which drops the obsidian through the chutes, and then the obsidian will flow along like that into our system, which is pretty neat. So very quickly, we'll just kind of move on a little quicker. This is where we get our obsidian refined. Well, I say that, but I did stick in another gravel generator just to kind of, give me some more gravel. So yeah, so we crush obsidian through these crushing wheels and it makes powdered obsidian. Now, sometimes the obsidian does not get crushed and you will get your obsidian blocks back. So that's pretty cool. You don't lose out really. So then that all returns to the system, and yeah, that's. I have not done anything with this space. I really need to do something with, like, add another floor for more create stuff. I don't know. Then over here we just have our our enchanting sort of setup. I tried to go for something that looked pretty wizard. Yeah, I did not do a good job of that. So yeah, we've got our enchanting setup. It is pretty simple. If you want to enchant anything, boom, setup's right there. So yeah, and that is essentially everything. So yeah, everything is pretty much covered in already in this video. The only thing that's really not covered at the minute is the trains, because I am wondering where it is. Uh, if I can catch a glimpse of it for you, that'd be great. I've quite the train network at the minute. So anyway, I can show you some of the ones that are already built. So in here we have, as horrible as this pun is, the Rick roller. So essentially this takes some gravel, and then it will use the gravel to kind of lay uh, gravel underneath the tracks. So if there's any tracks that are unsupported, the roller will go over the top and it will place the gravel blocks underneath to provide some, support. It can be aesthetic. You can basically place it to whatever block you want. And as you can see, I've got two trains here. So we have this red one, which is my one, and then this little green one is actually for a friend of mine who will sometimes hop on with me. uh, she she did not know how to make a train, and she was struggling, so she asked if I build her one. So I just built her one, and this is kind of where it lives. This thing has not moved in so long. But anyway, um, I just realized mine kind of looks like the Hogwarts Express from Harry Potter. Sick. Anyway, so there is two trains there. We have the Rick Roller there, and we have a third train, if I can locate it, somewhere along the tracks. I'm just looking out for the train smoke at this point. I think you could be off in this direction somewhere. I do have tracks going this way because I do plan to have a sort of lumber farm over here at some point. Um, I honestly, it's all undeveloped. I don't know actually what I'm going to do with it, but yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess, that there's so much. This adds so much to the Minecraft world. Uh, I know that sometimes the Minecraft world can get a little bit, If you're playing vanilla and you've played it for a long time, it can sometimes get a little bit dull, but this just adds so much to it. It adds a heck of a lot of uh, new things to it, really. You've, I mean, it's just so fun. And where the heck is that train? Ah, yes, I remember. I may have had a boo boo with the train, but this is my passenger train. It does follow a schedule, which I just realized is in my hotbar. So that is why this little guy has not moved. So trains can be automated with these little conductors, or you can use animals too. I've seen people use sheep. You can give them a schedule. They will get a little conductor's hat, and then they will follow that schedule religiously. But yeah, so this is essentially the end of the video. So thank you for if you managed to make it to the end. Thank you for watching, and if you would like to consider subscribing, that would be awesome. So yeah, until next time, peace.